Hello and welcome back to Soulcreek. We will be continuing where we left off, which, if you recall, is after Alex formally met the chief and her bodyguard. Although apparently, according to her, she doesn't really need a bodyguard. She's just there for show, because the chief can take care of herself. But yeah, so it went about as expected, although the chief was a bit more or less willing to have this guy stay, but on her terms. But unfortunately, Loken out of nowhere was like, no, he's mine. I'm gonna claim him as my own because that's the Black Runner's right or whatever. And everyone, including the chief, was like, that only applies to salvage, not people. But Loken was very adamant that no, I want to keep this weird hairless rat person with me because I found him. No other reason. But yeah. What else? Basically it went about as good as expected, and they seemed to be okay with him being there. I'm pretty sure the chief would rather he be behind bars for at least, for the safety of the people that are living there. But I guess, Loken claimed him, and I guess she has to respect that because he is a Black Runner or whatever. And apparently that's very important. And he can supersede the chief, at least in certain things. What else? The bodyguard, the girl that I'm calling Taki, like Takis, she seems to be sort of like of the mind that, oh, he might be a threat, but he's kind of useless, kind of pathetic, so it's fine. Loken can deal with him. Because she does acknowledge that Loken is pretty strong. So if Alex turns out to be a threat, then he can take care of him. Also, apparently Alex doesn't have to eat. He has to drink, which is weird because then how's your digestive system working? Because you still need to... Food and water go through the same place, so yeah. And he doesn't need to breathe, even though it's still happening, it's just not being absorbed. So yeah, there's something suspicious going on with Alex. But yeah, anyways, other than that, I guess we'll just keep going and see what other weird stuff is happening. The air is cutting and chilly. I draw my arms closer to my body as stinging cold shears my face. It's far less windy than it was last night. A gentle sunlit warmth glows through the cold. Whoa. I'm gobsmacked by the scenery. It's an awe-inspiring alpine landscape. Mountains tower all around the serene valley, reaching high into the crystal blue sky and far into the distance. Loken's lodge is isolated. I don't see any signs of his tribe, only distinct forests and snowy peaks. I see Loken. He's standing next to a crate of his decaying salvage, arms folded earnestly. His pelt ruffles majestically in the cold breeze. There are two women speaking to him. One is a feline, whilst the other is a raccoon. Both wear tribal garbs composed of leather, fur, and ragged linen. By this point, I'm just rolling along with everyone else being some form of beast person. They're both taller than me, but they seem standard. Humans are just small compared to these people, I suppose. The two of them are engaged fervently with Loken, their attention completely enraptured. They could really do that? And you have one? Yes, but it is not functional. Here. I watch, curious. Loken fumbles through his salvage and grabs a dilapidated mobile phone, totally frayed from centuries of decay and beyond any hope of repair. He holds it out to the interested pair nonchalantly. They lean forward and coo like spellbound children. I vaguely remember Loken saying that the people here revere Zephyr technology, but to actually see them do it? It's bizarre. How far could they speak? Far. But how would they hear? Loken twists the beaten-up mobile around, showing them the other side. His face is neutral, like he's only half interested. These are speakers. They make noise. They talk in here and listen here. Amazing. I never imagined. Think of its worth. We'll trade for it. What would you like? We have many wares to offer in exchange, or we can return with more. What would they do with it? Hang it on the wall? Zephyr salvage is worth a lot in this economy. Never mind its condition. Loken even said the clans have gone to war over technology that still works. Man, I'm starting to understand the significance of the Black Runner's right. Right? I'd assume the Black Runners are the richest people in the land. If they find anything really valuable out there, they can have it, no catch. Seems like an easy economy to take advantage of someone with. Loken scowls uncomfortably as the pair ply him for trade. I will not trade. This piece is non-functional. But it's... Keep your wares. It is junk. Please, how about it? No. I step forward, cautiously deciding to make myself known. They all turn to me. Loken immediately steps away from his guests and plants himself between them and I. The woman gawp in bewilderment. Oh, right. I'm the first human that they've ever seen. You are awake. Yeah. You are in pain? A little. I can walk, though. I have Dawn Lily for you. Loken? Who is this? Loken and I swiftly turn to the two women, who are totally perplexed by me. I hate the way that they're looking at me, like a freak freshly stumbled out of the circus. I slide my arms into the front pocket of my hoodie defensively, deeply uncomfortable. Hey. When I speak, they take a step back in shock, eyes wide. They seem to think that I'm about to attack them. I try to smile, but they remain horrified. Loken glances at me, then them. He says nothing in my defense. Sorry, I'm, let Loken handle this. I can't say that I'm his acolyte because I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna become one. But that might go over wrong because they're probably gonna gossip or something. I can't say that I'm a human because I'm pretty sure that they're not gonna believe that. And I could probably get away with saying that I'm nobody, but they're still gonna want to know what I am. So let's Loken. Let Loken handle this. I stay quiet, hiding behind Loken nervously. What is this creature? A rat? I scowl, annoyed. His name is Alex. He is harmless. The two women trade nervous looks at one another. Is this an omen? What the hell does that mean? It is not. I'm not dangerous, I promise. To my surprise, the feline actually takes a step towards me. I'm not sure that she hears it, but I pick up the unmistakable sound of Loken's throat rumbling. What a curious creature. Have you no pelt? He does not. I frown at Loken, whose eyes are narrowed slightly. He's tense about something. The feline turns to her partner. What odd things these Black Runners find. The chieftain will be amazed. You're not from the Draconi clan? We are travelers from the Windchill clan to the southwest. We stopped on our way home to visit Loken. Why? To lay eyes upon him and his salvage collection. We knew of his reputation, but to see him in person is... She trails off, her eyes dropping to the crate of salvage again. Loken doesn't seem to respond, but I do notice his tail swaying gently. Our chieftain adores Zephyr salvage. We wish to bring her a gift. She would be very interested in you. Me? Why? Now I can definitely hear Loken growling. She enjoys curious things. You should come visit our clan. We could... He is mine. Loken bares his teeth furiously at the woman and snarls. They take a step back, eyes wide, fearfully. He thrusts his arms up, pushes me behind him, blocking their view of me. I have claimed Alex. Though disturbed by the aggression, I don't protest and let him procure me from behind him. I remember how possessive Loken is of his salvage, but I didn't expect him to act so territorial about me too. It's strange, but I'm also glad of it. His overprotective behavior could keep me safe. I do feel a bit sorry for his guests, though. They're really freaked out. Of course. We didn't mean. We'll keep our distance. Yes. There's another awkward pause. Well, Loken, are you sure that you don't want to consider a trade for the speaking relic? You know our chief enjoys your salvage. We have spices, many different flavors. Loken's ears and nose twitch with interest. Spice? Behind him, his tail starts gently wagging. It seems to do that when he's happy or excited. I have to admit that it's pretty cute. Yes, we heard rumors around our clan that you like it. I do. I still can't believe that they think Loken's scrap is valuable. I have nothing of value to trade today. Oh, but, well, we'll take the speaking relic off of you. It is not worth your spice. There must be something that you would part with. Loken grumbles, deeply uncomfortable. Going by the nervous twitch of his tail, he really wants those spices, but won't overstep his moral compass for them. I feel that if you help him trade, that it might help him get the spices, but at the same time, he might not appreciate it, and it might sort of out you as a expert. I kind of feel like you have to stay out of it, but I want to see what happens if you help him trade. I squint down at the time-worn salvage for anything that I recognize. Most of it is ratty beyond recognition. But then I spot something. Hey, what about this? Loken's ears fold backwards as I step out from behind him. No. He goes to block the sight of me again. Stay behind me. Whoa, hey, just trust me for a second. I've got wit, remember? I figured that ought to get him to listen. He falters, then nods. Okay, do not get close to them. The faces of the woman light up as Loken steps aside. I tug something out of his collection of scrap. The Zephyr called this an insulated flask. It's pretty beat up, but it might still work. It's functional. Maybe it stores liquids and keeps them hot or cold. Tea, soup, that sort of thing. I hold the flask out for them to inspect. They don't seem to have understood a word that I said, but remain fascinated. You could put coffee or something inside and take it with you to travel. Coffee? Oh, it's a Zephyr drink. The women look at each other. They seem suspicious. How do you know this? Do you have wit? He would make a good acolyte. I give Loken an uncertain look, and then he smiles back. No, I'm familiar with this stuff. That is wit. That is not... Okay, sure. Anyway, you might have to clean the rust off, but the lid still fits, so I don't see why it wouldn't still work. Would you trade for it, Loken? All three of us look at him. He seems pleasantly taken aback. I will. The two travelers are beside themselves with joy. They clutch one another in triumph and bow their heads to Loken. Thank you so much. The raccoon and Loken exchange their goods. The feline looks like she's about to approach me, but then remembers Loken's whiplash attitude and keeps her distance. Thank you, little one, for your insight. Do enjoy the spices. I hope your chief makes good use of them. I doubt Loken will share those. It's okay. I'm glad that I could help. They're really happy about this. Seriously, it's just a flask. Their distrust of me seems to have melted away. That feels kind of nice. Respect to you, Black Runner. Yes, respect. The two traders put their prize into a fur-skin sack, then steadily head back down the hills. They chatter to each other, abuzz with excitement. Loken and I watch them go in silence. Soon they're too far away to make out. So, you like spices? It is good. Good to know. You are good. Huh? You have used your wit for good. Oh, that was... it was nothing. You weren't kidding, by the way. Hmm? The way people see Zephyr salvage, they think that it's really valuable. It's crazy. People trading garbage like it's something precious. You guys don't use money? His head tilts in a typically confused canine fashion. Like coins? Currency? He blinks wordlessly, his expression remains perplexed. Never mind. You sleep heavy. Huh? You sleep heavy. What do you mean? You fell asleep heavy. What do you mean heavy? Sleeping heavily. I find it hard to understand him sometimes. He's brutishly direct and has an odd way of speaking. It almost feels esoteric. Well, the last thing that I remember was watching the fire. I have Dawn Lily. I step over to Loken apprehensively as he begins to root around in his satchel. What exactly is this stuff? Dawn Lily. Yes, I mean, what is it? Dawn Lily. There must be a way of getting a straight answer out of this hound. Okay, but what is Dawn Lily? Her. And what does Dawn Lily do? It is for pain. So it's a painkiller. That's what I meant. Suddenly he shoots me a vicious scowl, clearly offended. I shriek a little. Sorry? Okay. That was weird. Loken pulls a strange linen-wrapped package from his pouch and unwraps it. A small batch of pale orange powder is inside. He places some on the palm of his paw and holds it up to me. I recoil, scrunching my face up in caution. Put this on your tongue. Bite? Can you scan this? I just did. It is an opioid analgesic. I think it'd be addictive in high quantities. Don't take too much of it, okay? I'm not sure about this, but I am in a lot of pain. It's going to be easier to stick to our mission plan if I have something to take the edge off. Cautiously, I lean forward and take a pinch of the Dawn Lily and smear it on my tongue. It quickly dissolves. The taste hits me immediately. It's the most grotesque flavor, that of rotten, pallid milk. My face tightens in disgust and my eyes glue themselves shut as I fight off my gagging reflex. Ugh. Oh, this is fucking hideous. Yes. Oh gods, it tastes like live wasps. It's like drinking gasoline. I stick my tongue out and try to scrape the taste off, but it gets stronger. I gag. Ugh. It's getting worse. Why would anyone take this? Just kill me. The taste wears off, so I open my eyes. Loken has a mild grin of satisfaction on his face. It's the first time that I think I've seen him find something amusing. Loken, this is not funny. It is funny. No. Ugh. You would like to take more? I would enjoy seeing you take more. It is funny to watch. As the taste wears off, I grin at his gentle teasing. So you do have a sense of humor. Yes. I'm amazed. His mood darkens in a heartbeat, as if I flicked a switch. His stare turns, scathing once again. This is amazing to you? His voice is loaded with defensive outrage. I shy from him, nervously regretting what I said. His angry scowl burns through me. Tell me why this is amazing. Because I laugh at things? That is amazing? Then you think I am dull. Explain. Wow, he's really sensitive to anything critical, mocking or disapproving. Sorry, I didn't mean anything by it. Just trying to get to know you, since I'm going to be your acolyte. This seems to cheer him right up. His tail starts to wag. You accept? Before I can answer him, I spot someone else approaching the lodge. My heart clenches anxiously as I recognize them. Good morning, Loken. My chief. Alex. Yeah. Hey, how was your injury? Less sore, I think. He has taken Dawn Lily. Huh, tastes like ass, doesn't it? I manage a smile. Yep. How long will it take to work? I dab at my side. It still doesn't feel any better. Not long, but the effects will last a few days. Be careful how much you take, though. It's addictive stuff. Is that scientist guy here yet? Aeon? No. Taki set off last night to find him. He won't be here until tomorrow at least. What am I supposed to do until then? The plan was to blend in with Loken's clan, but how? After seeing how those two travelers reacted to the sight of me, it'll cause a real stir if I go to the village. Whilst I'm contemplating my situation, Loken turns determinedly to his chief. I will run today. Thank you. I have a list from the shamans and a personal request from Celine. Where will you go? Bleakstone. Dravonia hands a piece of parchment over to Loken. That works. We need good metal for the smiths to work. Most of all, we need copper for our new cables after last week's blizzard. Copper is uncommon. I know. Just get what you can. Celine needs supplies? Her little one's fever is no better. I hear Loken whine with unease. Most of the healing supplies are expired. All I can ask is for your best. Wait, you're going into a black zone today? Yes. Why? The clan requires salvage and medicine. I stare at him nervously. I know it's his job and the clan needs him, but what about me? How long will you be gone? Until dusk. I could come with you. No, you will stay. Are you able to walk, Alex? I think so. Then I will take Alex to see the village. Loken nods. Good. He's leaving me with her? What happened to him being overprotective? What's to stop her from lopping my head off while isn't looking? Wait, shouldn't I just stay here? If people see a live human... No, the tribe's woman must see you. Loken agreed to this last night. Your fate may belong to him now, but I still have my own expectations of you. One is that you will not hide in Loken's lodge. You will need to pull your weight as a Draconi. I look at the husky pleadingly. I don't feel safe with her. You will come back, right? Alex, you will be okay. I catch Dravonia looking curiously between Loken and I. I may not trust her, but can I trust him? Time to find out. Okay. I will prepare. Loken folds up Dravonia's list, then retreats into his lodge. I watch him go, the door rattling shut behind him. You seem fond of Loken. I'm taken aback by Dravonia's curt statement. What? You seem fond of him. My cheeks flash red. Oh, no, I'm not. You don't like him? What? No, I mean, yes, I do. I like him, just... I'm only checking that he hasn't been unkind. Oh, no, he hasn't. Good. I understand his social manners aren't the most graceful, but he's a good man. I feel incredibly nervous talking to her. It's going to be an awkward morning. I was wondering, I hesitate. Go on, say it. She's terrifyingly shrewd. Has he ever invoked his right on you before? Never as fiercely as he did claiming you. Do you know why he did it? I know exactly why. The lodge door bangs open again and Loken returns. He's thrown an entirely new outfit on. It's quite a getup. It looks like he mashed several decaying military uniforms together before rolling in a heap of jagged scrap metal. Alex. Yeah? You will not reopen your wound. Sure. You will not attempt to flee. I wasn't planning to. Okay. There is a short pause where Loken looks towards his chief, his ears flattened against his head. He looks back to me, then to her again. Loken, he will be fine. You have my word. You are certain? We discussed this. Okay. He hangs around for just a moment, watching me. I give him a light smile. Then he turns around and marches off. I'm uneasy watching him leave. Even though we're worlds apart culturally, he's been an anchor of consistency. Without him, I'm going to feel lost. Loken descends the grasslands quickly, then breaks into a sudden sprint. In a heartbeat, he's already run across the valley and started to disappear into the woods. I'm startled by how someone so huge can move so remarkably swift. Whoa, he's fast. Yes, he is a black runner. The clue is very much in the name. Come along then, it's time for you to see the world. Dravonia gestures for me to follow her. She leads me down a gravel path and over the plains, far beyond the shadows of the towering mountains. My wounds keep my pace modest, but I manage to keep up. The sharp wind bites at my skin. I tuck my arms into my hoodie's front sleeve to keep the elements at bay. I hear we may have a new black runner soon. He told you about that? He wanted to explain his actions. You should be aware that being his acolyte will place high expectations on you. Why? I'm just an idiot with no memory. Loken is far more than just a black runner to us. He ensures the farmers are well looked after. He teaches at the schools. He liaises with the builders to get them supplies. The clans see him as a protector. They go to him with their woes. Since you'll be at his side most of the time, he'll expect the same result from you. But these aren't my people. I'm only trying to find out where I'm from and who I am. Loken says that you have remarkable wit. No, I don't. Please, Alex, I am not a zealous monk. I don't believe in wit. I suppose I just assumed everyone did. Do you believe in gods, Alex, or fate? I don't know. Religion has its place. Everyone should have a hobby. But practical actions speak, while prayers do not. If your claims about being human are true, then you are a Zephyr. You know their culture, that's all. Loken believes it. In a sense, but he is not a spiritual person. I've known him since he was a child, and he's grown into a man of practicality. I trust his core judgment, not his wit. Of that, be grateful. I feel a pang of annoyance. I get it, you don't trust me. Abruptly, she halts in her tracks and turns to me. I immediately regret displaying even the slightest note of irritation. She doesn't miss an ounce of subtext. Do you know what being chieftain of a clan means? I blink, wisely keeping my immediate snarky responses to myself. It means that the people here are under my protection. The woman, the men, the children. Your life is not above theirs. I will take every precaution, and I make no apologies. I flinch as she brings a finger up to point at me. Ignorance is the order of the world, Alex. You are a dangerous unknown, and knowledge of the unknown is scarce. Nowhere in this province is safe. So no, I don't trust you. Your arrival has piqued my interest, but I'm uneasy. Loken believes you have something to offer, so I'm giving you a chance. That's why we're walking together right now. Her sharp, fiery eyes linger on me for a moment. I say nothing. I just look back, her stare cutting right through me. She carries on walking, gesturing for me to keep up. We're moving further down the mountains now, and skirting around some of the thick forests. I go quiet, irked by what feels like an idle threat. I miss Loken. She observes my mood and shakes her head. Come now, you would have done the same. My blood turns hot. Right, 'cause you know me so well. She chuckles at my sarcasm. An impossible creature with no explanation for itself wanders in. Would you really trust it? If you would, you're either grievously arrogant or endearingly stupid. I finally snap. So which is Loken? Arrogant or stupid? Look, I'm sorry. I appreciate you deciding not to kill me, but what danger could I possibly be? I raise my arms to the side. Look at me. Compared to you lot, I'm tiny. I'm only human. Dravonia looks surprised, amused even by my outburst. I have every reason to expect another cold threat from her, but she almost seems sympathetic. I would very much like to be proven wrong about what you are. Do you think that I'm a demon or something? Is it really so hard to believe? Loken said that they're only found inside black zones. I'm flesh and blood, not machine. I don't look like one. Now, it's her turn to glare at me, like I'm the stupid one. However, she drops a stare and sighs, seemingly regathering her patience. Her pause makes me uneasy. I don't look like one, do I? I suppose I should forgive your ignorance, if what you say about your memory is true. Alex, try and understand. Save for black runners and raving lunatics, nobody has ever seen a demon. I frown. Then, hang on, what? I don't understand. We know almost nothing about them. Most don't believe that they're even real, or refuse to accept it. So, how do people know that they even exist? The only tangible proof is the word of the Black Runners. That, and the insane testimonies of maniacs who spend too long in the Black Zones. What do you mean, maniacs? Demons are beyond comprehension or description. Only the Black Runners are capable of knowing anything about them. Perhaps they are products of the Cascade, but nobody knows what caused that either. All those memories have been forgotten. Ignorance is the order of the world, no kidding. So, just ask Loken about them? She grunts, irritated. His business is beyond my authority. My ignorance is for my protection, he claims. Trying to comprehend the nature of the Black Zones invites insanity. He once described them as an ocean of terrible infinity, where demons are sharks. That's about all that I can get from him. She scoffs. He can be dreadfully poetic sometimes. I thought demons were just machines. I'm sorry? Like rogue AI? Do you know anything about that? I've never heard of that term, so no. Loken handles all matters relating to the Black Zones. There is safety in ignorance, he assures me. And then you, an unknown, claim to be something impossible, a member of a long-dead species. Loken is my Black Runner, my guiding light. So, if he says that you are safe, then you are safe. But please forgive my trepidation. I stare down at the ground as we walk, unsure what to make of all of this. I suppose that I can understand Dravonia's distrust of me. She had no reason to assume that I wasn't a threat, save for Loken's assurance. There must be some people who have seen demons at the very least. She hums thoughtfully. There are witnesses, but their accounts are always rambled nonsense. The mind rebels within the Black Zones. Those who return are changed. Changed how exactly? She shakes her head. You should ask Loken of these things. It is a Black Runner business. Advanced sentient robotics must be far too mind-blowing for these primitive clans. They're so terrified of demons that they can't accept that they even exist. We break through the edge of the forest and emerge at the side of the Draconi village. Here we are. It's denser than I expected. Stone walkways weave past sturdy wooden huts. There are blocks and districts of various shapes and sizes. Dravonia leads me through the narrow alleyways, winding through the various shanties and their primitive dwellers. The Draconi clan harbors beastfolk of all shapes, sizes, and species. I'm struck by the lack of men. Taki wasn't kidding. Males really are a rarity. The village women stare quizzically as we pass them by, smothering me with their distrust. My proximity to Dravonia is the only thing keeping me from causing a stir. I edge closer to her, unsettled by the looks that I'm getting. Me being here isn't a good idea. They know who you are. How? Word travels fast. I wanted to soften the blow of your appearance so that I could spread rumors of your arrival. They know a human is among us. That's all that they need to know. That's actually pretty cunning, if it makes my arrival less shocking. This is the village square. Most trading takes place here. There is a central podium of stone in the middle of an open cobblestone space where wood of a huge bonfire has been prepared. I look around the buildings. There are signs of modern technology here, and there, just like with Loken's lodge. I can see electric lanterns and heaters haphazardly placed along the structures. Electrical cables are strung across the alleyways. Nestled beneath a roof of straw, 2 old chest freezers are propped up against a wooden wall. They're both horribly run down and have been patched up with all manner of spare parts like a pair of Frankenstein monsters. A stern-looking tribeswoman is standing guard by them, a raggedy spear in her hands. Of all of the pieces of functional technology that I've seen, the 2 freezers seem like the most sophisticated. Do those work? The food preservers? Yes. The whole village has electricity. All the Zephyr technology here is functional. I do not collect worthless scrap. We control the Great Barrier. That's the hydro plant to the east. It's one of the few structures that has been maintained since the cascade. Dravonia leads me to an open grassland enclosed by trees and mountains. Her members of the clan are toiling in ranks upon ranks of fields. I didn't know that you could farm in this climate. It has been challenging, but summer has begun. The clan has a few sources of food. The lake is not far from here for fishing. There are animals to hunt and ranch with. Access to electricity has given us our edge. There's also this here. She moves over to a nearby tap fixed against a wall. It screeches as she turns it, and a rough stream of water sputters onto the ground. It takes me a minute to realize what I'm looking at. You've got plumbing. She nods. Our people have access to showers and bathrooms like those used by the Zephyr. It would be interesting to see if they are familiar to you. As I understand it, your people use pipes and electricity to move and heat water around the cities. The Auto Monks have taught us to do the same. Who are the Auto Monks? They are a... She falters. They are a cult, really. Keepers of the old knowledge who have taken a vow of silence. She continues leading me through the winding labyrinth of the Draconi settlement. The Auto Monks are secretive and guard the old knowledge jealously. They live in the Great Barrier and maintain Zephyr structures that survive the cascade throughout the province. I thought you controlled the dam. How come they live in it? It is our territory, but the Auto Monks maintain it. They do not care who uses the technology they preserve, only that it is preserved. I may not understand the Auto Monks, but I try to keep them happy so that we can stay on good terms. Have other clans tried to take over the dam? Tried. I scoff. So the Auto Monks don't scare you, with all their knowledge? Dravonia's eyes flutter at me, amused. Why would they? Because you people all block your ears and shout, la 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 la, not listening to anything scary, like demons or black zones. You're fine with Auto Monks knowing about science? She laughs at me like I'm a child. The old knowledge and the black zones are nothing alike. She doesn't elaborate. Sighing in resignation, I spot a number of tribeswomen still staring at me as we walk. When I make eye contact, they turn away and avoid me. So much for our plan of blending in. I don't see how I could feel more unwelcome. Dravonia leads me across an open stretch of grass towards a wooden longhouse that appears far sturdier than the other structures. Here, this is the hall. It's where I conduct myself as chief of the Draconi. Who constructs all these buildings? Our builders. The halls have been here since before I was chief. How did you become chieftain? I was chosen by my predecessor. She wasn't the most beneficent of leaders. Were she still chief, she would have killed you on the spot. I stare at the hall, a sense of foreboding rising from the pit of my stomach. For all Dravonia's attempts to soften the impact of my arrival, I'm still a freak being suffocated by leering faces. I'm suspicious of her motives. Dravonia isn't the type to take risks with her people, so why didn't she just kill me straight away? Relax, Alex. You seem tense. Come inside, I have something to show you. I hesitate, taking my arms deeper into the front pocket of my hoodie. I'm still not sure that I feel safe. These people are alien to me. This time period is a dishevelment maze. I'm a stranger here, ravaged by dubious stares. I could run off, but where would I go? I'd still have no explanation for myself nor the AI trapped in my head. Like it or not, I'm stuck here. Begrudgingly, I go inside with Dravonia. It is an impressive building, well decorated and expertly furnished. Tables and benches are scattered about in rows. Its pleasant warmth washes over me. I'm quickly drawn to the lit fire trench running down the hall's center. A larger throne-like seat presides at the far end. I assume it's where Dravonia sits where she holds audience with her people. Take a minute to warm up. Thanks, I'm still not used to this cold. You'll adapt. Must be hard without fur. I put my hands gingerly across the flames and look around. There are more tribeswomen in here, eating and chatting quietly. I notice one elder male here too. A coyote. Aside from Loken, I think he's the first man that I've seen. That's Jax. Huh? The old-timer, Jax. He's retired from his mating troop a long time ago. I feel my cheeks flush. Oh, yeah. Taki told me about the thing with the men being rare. The affliction. I didn't realize how bad it was. Dravonia sighs heavily. It's getting worse, too. Nobody knows what caused it. Not the Automonks, not the Black Runners, nobody. Makes sense. Nobody knows anything. Did humans partake in the indulgence? I wince. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure that we don't have anything like that. I see. Well, the indulgence is traditional. Historical, even. In the light of the affliction, it's both a reason to let loose and keep our numbers up when needed. Fertile males are becoming too few. So, we do what we must. We drink and we fuck, loudly and happily. It's the only cause of celebration most of the clans have. Imagine that, sex being just as much a duty as it is a pleasure. Will you... Me? At the indulgence? Not this year. I'd rather keep my eyes sharp that night. Things can get wild. I go quiet, my forlorn gaze lazily going back to the fire. You're not expected to partake, if that's what you're embarrassed about. Everyone has a choice. I blink at her. I'm not embarrassed. It's, it's great. The whole orgy thing. She seems amused by my blatant lie. You're welcome to if you wish, although I imagine that it's purely for fun. I'm not sure humans are even compatible with our kind for breeding. Mixing breeds is one thing, but you're something else entirely. A point to ask Aeon. I suppose if there is another human female out there, we should find them. It would be a shame to let your race die with you. Is she trying to make me uncomfortable? I think I prefer Taki's teasing. At least then I could laugh it off. Although, if you're to be a Black Runner, you have other concerns. Right. I'll be slaughtered by demons or be driven batshit insane before I get the chance. Dravonia grins. You've got Loken as your mentor. You'll be fine. He's the best. You don't seem stupid enough to disobey his instructions either. Speaking of all that, I have something for you. Wait here. She pats me on the shoulder, then strolls off towards the others, at the end of the hall. I'm still not used to what to make of her. She's trying to be friendly, and I'll admit that I understand her motivation to lock me up a little more now. But I get the feeling that she has an ulterior motive. Otherwise, I wouldn't be alive. With nothing else to do, I park my butt on one of the nearby stools to keep myself close to the fire. A polite and conscious quiet hangs over the general hum of the hall. I'm extremely out of place here. These people gawk at me like I'm an animal on display. How am I supposed to blend in with this lot? My eyes catch onto one of the smaller tables to my left. A group of children are sat in a circle with parchment and charcoal drawing. I'm surprised that I didn't notice them until now. There are 6 of them, of varying species. They're looking at me, but nervously turn away when they see me make eye contact, all except one. A boy. The only boy. He is a white-furred tiger with black stripes. He has huge green eyes that are locked onto mine, wide with childish wonder. It's funny because if you think about it, for animals, smiling, which is showing teeth, is a sign of aggression. But with people, it's like, oh yeah, that's nice. So I wonder... I smile at him. To my surprise, he grins back and gives me a happy wave. At least someone doesn't think I'm a freak. Dravonia stomps back over to me. I go to stand, but she pushes me back down. Don't get up. Here. She thrusts a sizable roll of paper into my lap. What is this? This is a map of... I still don't know how to pronounce that. Is it like... Ilayla? 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 I'm gonna pronounce it Ilayla. The province that we're in. So the Draconi clan are in the middle, and Soulcreek is up to the top left. Loken made this map. I imagine that you'd want to have it. I spread the map out before me. It's quite crudely drawn, but I'm able to get a rough idea of what I'm looking at. Ilayla, huh? How big is it? Smaller than you'd imagine. It takes just over 2 days to cross the entire province. Those darker areas are the black zones. Wait, those are black zones? They're huge. Ilayla is totally surrounded by them. Yes, but you'll find them thinner here than elsewhere. So, whereabouts are we right now? Here. West of the Great Barrier, where the Automogs are found. That's Blackstone, a sector of Zephyr ruins. It's where Loken has run now. It isn't too far. There's still good salvage in that area. Will he be okay there? He's the best. He will be fine. This is the Spine. It is a corridor of treacherous mountain and the only safe way in and out of Ilayla. These are all the other clans? Only the sedentary ones, yes. There are 4 larger clans that settled in Ilayla permanently, but many dozens of nomadic clans come and go. I recognize the Windchill clan. That's where Loken's visitors this morning came from. These marks inside the Black Zones are the largest of the Zephyr ruins. They're the best places for Black Runners to go looking for salvage. Newbridge City, Devil's Crag, Estelia? My eyes wander over to the Black Zones, a knot of anxiety forming in my gut as I see the extent of them. Hey, that's the Devil's Crag. Loken said that he found me there. Indeed, it is the most dangerous place in Ilayla, supposedly, but full of old technology. Any Black Runner foolhardily enough to run there always returns with hefty bounties. I wonder if that's where I used to live. How many Black Runners are there in Ilayla? These days, not many. Most aren't attached to clans. They sell their skills out in exchange for supplies or accommodation. A real waste of talent. A Black Runner's place should be with their clan. The Riptide clan here has 4 Black Runners attached to them. 4? But you only have 1. Soon to be 2. But the Riptides are the biggest clan and best avoided. They're not friendly. Their chief, Caius, has some progressive ideals. A tyrant through and through. You sound like you've had dealings with him. Dravonia goes quiet for a second. That's not a story worth telling right now. I scan the map for more points of interest. What's that? A mountain. It's never been explored. How come? It's not a black zone? It's cursed. No one has ever returned. Ah, got it. Keep the map, Alex. Loken would have meant for you to have it. I still don't know why he thinks I'm a Black Runner material. I'm not. What the hell does he want from me? She stares at me with deep, inquiring eyes. I once again feel exposed and vulnerable under her gaze. He thinks you have something to offer. Well, he's wrong. I don't even know who I am. You may have lost your identity, but having spent time with you today, I'd say that you haven't lost your soul. Aeon will give us some answers, and after that, you'll pick up a new path. Just let it fall into place. She gets up to her feet. You can find your way back to Loken's lodge alone, I presume? I blink at her, surprised. You trust me enough to go alone? I'll admit, you don't seem dangerous, so I'm trusting Loken's intuition. Besides, you're far too small to be a threat. I scowl. Yeah, thanks. I know the way back, I think. Good. Then she hesitates. Her brow flicks at me, catching a subtle weighing of judgment behind her eyes, and frown uneasily. What? You should go and explore the village for a while. By myself? Walking back by the lodge by myself is one thing. But this? Yes, get familiar with the women of Draconi. They think I'm a freak. They know what you are. You don't need to explain yourself to anyone. I gawp at her. One morning together and you trust me enough to go gallivanting around your village? I didn't realize I was that charming. She snorts at me. Don't flatter yourself. If Loken wants you as his acolyte, then I expect you to walk amongst us. That means being seen and treated as a Draconi. So, go. Be seen. Her logic doesn't add up. I'm immediately suspicious. Why am I still alive? Dravonia scowls. I'm sorry? Why am I alive? Your predecessor would have killed me on the spot, but you didn't. How many times do you need to hear it? Loken invoked his right, and he believes... No, you wanted to keep me around before that. You wanted me alive. Why? She glares at me for a moment, then smirks. Sharp little thing, aren't you? I shrug. I have my reasons for keeping you. They're not your concern. I'm pretty sure they are. Your only concern right now is to acclimate yourself to Elila. You won't manage that sitting on your ass. Go, take advantage of my trust and be someone, Alex. With a final pointed look, she turns her back to me and heads off down the hall. Almost immediately, someone else grabs her attention. Just like that, I've been abandoned. I was right about her having an ulterior motive. The thought of wandering the village alone as I'm stalked by leering faces and distrusting glares is pretty unpleasant. I know that I've got to get used to this place, but alone? Now? With a resigned sense of apprehensive dread, I get to my feet and meander to the exit. The morning sun has hidden behind a blanket of muddy cloud. Feeling the cold once again, I tuck my arms back into my hoodie pocket and look around me, shivering and wondering what to do. Someone once told me that it's impossible to feel lost if you've got nowhere to go. Which is, of course, complete horseshit. I look to my left and spot a pair of tall feline women ogling me anxiously. They turn swiftly away and shuffle out of view. I'm starting to get used to the people doing that. I'm totally alone here. Well, almost alone. Looks like it's just us then. It is not so bad. I think the reactions are reasonable. Imagine if you were back in Zephyr times, surrounded by humans. Suddenly, a beast thing like Loken shows up. You'd be cautious of him too. I suppose. Dravonia is right. The more they see you, the less of a threat you'll seem. Besides, we need to learn the layout of the land. Let's go get some data. You really love data, don't you? What's not to love? It's data. It's everything. I don't have any real wish to explore, but I get the feeling that Dravonia will reprimand me if I head straight back to Loken's lodge. With a brisk step, I amble back through the village. Here I'm exposed to the daily hustle and bustle of the industrious Draconi clan. The streets are alive with activity. There are traders calling out their wares, builders maintaining the ramshackle huts, and farmers toiling in the fields. You wouldn't think that there are any horrifying black zones or demons lurking in the mountains all around us. Everyone else seems perfectly content. You know what's interesting? Listen to all the voices. How many dialects can you hear? It's so diverse. The different species, the different accents. I wonder how it got so varied. I suppose the cascade would have covered the whole world. People must have migrated to safer spots like Elila from all over the place. Do you think that I'm really the last human? Without knowing what exactly caused the cascade, I couldn't say. I still can't believe that the apocalypse just disappeared from all living memory. They don't want to remember. We're talking about a world-ending event. That kind of trauma could destroy generations of identity. If that were true, they'd hate Zephyr salvage. Instead, they think it's sacred. Why? It means something to them. Hope, maybe. Traumas can't erase a person's completely. Just bury them. I grumble mournfully. How am I hearing all their accents through your translations? Ugh, do you really want me to lecture you about sociolinguistics right now? I don't even know what the word means. Are you flexing your throbbing AI brain at me again? Consider me aroused. I'll give you the puny human brain version then. It's magic.
Woo.
Alright, smartass, at least I have a physical brain.
Sorry, Alex. Can't hear you over all the magic. Wee.
Dickhead. I continue to wander through the settlement until I'm back in the village square, the anxious tribeswomen distancing themselves like opposing magnets. Amidst the tempest of noise and activity, someone calls out to me. And that's where I'm going to leave it for today. So, Loken abandoned us. Just kidding. So Loken was called away to go on another run for supplies, I guess. And I assume that is technically his main job, at least for the village, where he is probably tasked more often than not with going to retrieve supplies like medicine or other materials for the village, while he also is able to basically gather his scrap or his junk, which he can use for trading or he can keep it. I'm assuming that's what he was doing when he found Alex here. And yeah. Also, I kind of like it that instead of that Alex is able to go into the village instead of, having him stuck in Loken's cabin for like half of the story. He actually is able to go out and about, I guess, technically, because, the chief basically said, like, oh, I want you to go out and be seen. And, well, yeah, Loken agreed to it, too. Probably because people have to be aware that he's there instead of being kept a secret, because then they're going to be scared of him if he's a secret. Now they see him and they see that he's small, he's kind of weird looking, so it's like, yeah, we don't fear him. And somebody's apparently calling out to him. Not only that, but apparently the kids aren't necessarily scared of him, or at least that one white tiger isn't. It's also good to see where the captain and Alex stand. You can also kind of get a picture of where the captain, the chief, and Loken stand as well. That Loken does have a sort of, not a say in what goes on, but he at least has some say into what he's doing and how he goes about it. Evident by the fact that, Loken claimed Alex as his property or his salvage, and the chief was like, okay. But yeah. What else? I guess that's most of what we saw right now. So yeah. I wonder what's gonna happen next. But yeah, anywho, so I guess write down in the comments what you think so far about this video, not about anything that happens next. And remember, again, if you talk about what's gonna happen next that isn't related to this video or the previous one, then your comment will be erased. And if you keep doing it, you will be muted. So, with that in mind, thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play Soulcreek yourself, you can do so by going down into the link in the description, where you can presumably be taken to Twitter, where you will get a direct link to the HIO page where you can download Soulcreek and play it yourself. Or you can just go to HIO yourself and then, download it from there. And because I am editing this after the fact, I do know they have a coffee, so I'm gonna post that down in the description so you can support them. And, along with mine, in case you want to keep supporting me, I would appreciate it. It's not necessary anymore. Yeah, it's not necessary for the purposes of the main donation, but like, if you still feel like donating each month, I wouldn't mind. Trust me, the amount that you guys donated really helped. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.